Good morning. It's Light Seers Tarot time again. This one's for Sunday, May 19th, or whenever you get to it. And it doesn't have to be morning either, does it? But what is it that you need to know? What would help heal your soul? What would help to get you through that day? Oop, right there. Okay. So we have the Ten of Cups reversed. That's my unhappy family card. Dysfunctional family when it comes to reversed. My goodness, we have three reversals. Two of Wands reversed and the King of Cups reversed. Well, sometimes they just come through that way. Even though, of course, there's tons of upright. Yeah, it just didn't happen that way. Okay, and I did hear stop, so that's why I stopped shuffling. So, someone out there needs to hear that it's their childhood, it's their dysfunctional family that caused them to feel, and there could be an unconscious imprint that needs to be worked through by just being conscious of the fact that it's not your fault that you grew up in an unhappy family. It's never your fault at all. It's just, we do choose our families, but whatever dysfunction, and I think pretty much every family has had dysfunction, right? We're not that evolved yet to get out of complete family dysfunction, and I don't know how long it would take to always have the perfect parents. So we can take for granted that we all grew up with some level of dysfunction, some unhappiness where it wasn't the blissful place. Imagine you're an infant and you come straight from this realm that is 100% bliss and happiness, and there's no such thing as pain, there's no such thing as any lack of safety or security, there's no hatred, there's no fear, in fact, it's such a high realm that you can't even have a negative thought. Imagine that, because that's where we come from. And then we're born into this dualistic plane, and some of us kids got smacked on the butt when we first came out to get us to take our first breath. Like we wouldn't have naturally done it on our own if they would have just rubbed our back, or, they don't do that anymore, but that's how it was in my day, and our mothers were drugged, tremendously, so we come in with this, anesthesia in our system, and we need to clear that out. Of course, not all babies will cry at first because they're drugged out. So just think of that, like that difference between, and the shock of that, the shock and trauma that every infant goes through, coming from this realm of bliss, and then maybe, there's that in-between phase where, there's no remembrance of the blissful realm, and then suddenly you're born into this dualistic realm where it's Earth school, and there's happiness and unhappiness, all right? There's pleasure and pain. So, just the awareness of that we all have that. It's not easy being born, and it's not easy being human, but that is our number one life task, is to just be simple, ordinary humans. And so if we can understand that, and maybe we couldn't understand that, and that's what the cards are saying. And maybe someone out there needs to hear the message that just because you feel like you don't know which way to go, it's not you. This is an echo from the past in your childhood, and most likely has to do with a manipulative father. And if anyone out there had a father, with this sign, any water sign of Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, and we've got Pisces over here, And then Mars and Aries here with the Two of Wands, which usually, if it was upright, it would be, okay, I feel really solid. Now which way do I go? I want a new adventure. But when the Two of Wands comes through reversed, this is like, oh shoot, I don't think I can do that. And maybe there's a fear of the unknown. And maybe this dysfunctional family is family, that the familial, the familiar is probably a better way to say it. Familiar as to the familial. So as to the family of origin, like the vibe in your home when you grew up feels familiar. So that is known. You know what you have there. And we're always drawn back to it over and over and over again until in those types of situations, we're drawn back to those situations so that we can finally wake up one day and go, no, I know a better way to go. I want a different way to go. And I don't mind meeting all of my feelings around whatever this was about, whatever this dysfunctional family was about. That you're strong enough to just flow with your feelings. In fact, the King of Cups is all about emotional intelligence. The difference to know, emotional intelligence is the difference to discern between your emotional reactions from the past, which would be, the Ten of Cups, where you feel drawn to the past and there's still emotional reaction there, but you haven't gotten out of it. It's like that poem, There's a Hole in My Sidewalk by Portia Nelson. You Google it online. You could print it out, stick it on your fridge, and it helps you like get out of that place where you keep going back to the same thing. And it's a normal thing to do, especially when it comes to like an addictive relationship, a manipulative, addictive type of a relationship where you know what you're getting and you don't know anything better. And so this is about getting free of things like that. But it's a normal thing to keep going back to those types of relationships while you're trying to work it out. And you're not done until you're done. So there's no reason to judge yourself, but you're going to, if you're drawn back to those old unhappy relationships, know that that's probably an imprint from your childhood that you just couldn't remember. Because maybe you were really, really little. So yeah, because this guy, reverse, the King of Cups reverse, is all about emotional manipulation and moodiness and neediness, like a person who's needy. Maybe the hook here in your family was, you thought you needed to be needed in order to be loved, right? Like you can't leave. Don't leave that, that family of origin, because they need you, and that feels like love to you. So basically, what was over here, and you'd have to journal on this, you'd have to meditate and do your best to remember what your childhood was like, and then from there, figure out what's healthy love, what is real love, and what isn't. And going through that, accepting the place, all the places in your childhood that weren't fulfilling, that weren't real love, accepting all that and going through it and processing it all through is how you bring through the freedom. That's how you have blissful, happy relationships. That's how you have the wanting for more with the Two of Wands. And the King of Cups is, again, like that emotional intelligence, the difference to know whether you're in the past and it's emotional reaction, or are you in your pure flow of feelings and it's not emotional reaction at all. It's that flow of guidance, absolute guidance. That's why the Suit of Cups are usually all about psychic situations and psychic issues and psychic, your clairs, your clairvoyance, your clairaudience, your claircognizance, your clairsentience, your groundedness and open-heartedness, all that good stuff. So, okay, that's all I have. Bye.